I'm grateful to God for this group of young adults in our midst.
I'm truly thankful for the many opportunities to serve God this year. Simon and I coordinated Clinic, and the YA CGs served 4 families in Leban Gardens. I'm truly thankful for the experience because we can see that the families are very grateful to receive help, and the CGs, I believe, had a great time as well. My CG did, and it's a very good experience. My CG also organized Faith and Reason this year, and we prayed for more than 100 attendees, and God provided us that on the very last week. And there were many non-Christians among them as well, and 3 of them received Christ that day. Opportunities to serve God like this should be appreciated, and there are many blessings that come from it, and I'm thankful.
Okay, on the care event, actually I must admit that I didn't really want to go because I thought it was quite boring, but in the end I kind of got persuaded by my peers to go, and it turned out to be quite a wonderful experience. But I think when we went there, some of the things that really caught our hearts is really that there are a lot of orphans there, and some of them are really so cute, and yet they've got parents. And when we talk to some of the teenager boys there, I can sense that actually some of them actually have a lot of hurts in their hearts, and they just desperately need someone who they can talk to, who cares for them, who loves them. And I think it's something that seems to be lacking in the orphanage, because they have just so few full-time workers working in that premise. So I think it was a good trip. It gave all of us a chance to really interact with them, to look at their living conditions, to know about the struggles, the problems that the full-time workers there face. So I believe it's a project that we should continue to move on, and I hope that this is something that will allow us to really see how God is working through the people in this orphanage, and how we can really care for others, and so-called, what do you call it? I can't remember what's the verse, but what's the verse we shared this morning? Think less of our own interest, but think more of the interest of others.
Philippians 2 verse 2.
Yeah, Philippians 2 verse 2. Yeah.
I think I really benefited a lot from Uncle Bifu's sharing, especially when he used a lot of his real life experiences and gave us practical tips. I think what I learned, the greatest reminder that I had was that all promotions and success comes from God, especially when you start, you really want to do well in your career. And looking at such a successful man like him, and how he honored God and was able to keep to godly principles most of the time, and still love God so much, right? I know that it's possible, and I hope to be able to do that as well.
Hi, I'm here to give thanks in this video for the camp, the YA camp, which is God Infinite to Intimate. I just want to say that God really changed the way I thought about serving in ministry after this. When I decided to go up to Ching this year, I wanted to be the camp comp for this camp. I only thought of 3 things in this order. 1 is timing, that I would have the time to prepare for it. 2, that I'm able to serve. And thirdly, then my heart for God was really in sort of leading our young adults through this camp. And really, of course, God's plan transpired over mine. When I found out that I had to retake an exam in June, when our camp was originally meant to be held, I had to almost call Chiming to say, I can't do it, I'm sorry. But when I called Chiming just to reconfirm the camp dates, he said that it was moved to August, and of all years, this had to be the year that was moved to August, and truly God just overcame the timing issue. Guess what? Next year camp is back to June, so it really was a God timing. Secondly, for my ableness, of course, surely I was not fully able to do it by myself, so I want to take this time to also thank all my committee members. There were 10 of us, and I'm going to name them now. There was Pastor Chiming, Guan Ning, Joash, Ellen, Jackson, Rachel, Chelsea, Wenhan, Clara, and myself. I'm hoping I didn't miss out anybody. Thank you so much for all your hard work that you've put in. I also wanted to lastly say that truly the camp in the end was not about me at all, was not about my timing, my ableness, or my heart for God. Really, it was His way to bring people to Him, because there was one salvation at camp that we totally did not even plan for nor pray for, but this is really just God's way of showing us that in serving in this ministry is all about Him and really not about us. Thank you.
I would like to thank God for the YA event, the talk on overcoming temptation. I find that talk is really useful, and I want to thank the organizers for bringing three very experienced, two guys and one lady, just talk about the struggles in the workplace. It really shows to me, and I guess to the rest, that actually even though they are more experienced than us and they are also slightly older, but they actually face real struggles like each and every one of us. And to hear of how they overcome their struggles, the principles that they use, is really heartening and encouraging. And I also want to thank God for the good turnout that day, and I just hope that there will be more such events that can highlight how we actually go through everyday issues in school and in the workplace. So I really thank God for that. Thank you.
Hey, hi! Okay, this is Zhao and Alicia CG. We just want to thank God for the year that has passed. I think being CGLs, we always marvel that despite being much older, we always have a lot of things to learn from our younger CG members. I think we really appreciate the times where we share very openly about our lives, and even in a very small group we can pray together as a CG. That's something I really appreciate. And also, yeah, like I said, right, we learn from our CG members. We through them to lead the whole Roots and Wings series, and in fact, Sasha and I have benefited greatly from their insights and their sharings as well. So we just want to thank God for this year. Sasha, your turn.
I think Andrew has finished what I want to say. So yeah, I think we have an awesome group. So
hello. We want to thank God for keeping the CG together, because initially the attendance wasn't very good, but then now we have a critical mass of people who comes consistently week after week. This CG is quite important, I think, to the NS guys, because NS is like a period in Singaporean guys' life where it's very easy to stray away from God. So this CG is very good, as provides like a good fellowship for all the NS guys together. You can support and they understand what one another is going through. Thank God also for a good ACGL like Justin. Yeah, because after a few months I was getting very tired leading a CG alone, so and God sent Justin to help us, so I'm very grateful for that. Also, like, it's also a very good, for Justin and myself, it was a very good small group of, it's a very good group that is all guys, so like it's very different from the other CG that we're attending, because it's like a small group where guys can share guys' problem together also. So we really thank God for that. Okay.
awesome.
Hi, I want to thank God this year for the new international students who joined us. I think we had 4 to 5 of them who came to join us, and I think it's really added a lot of colour and vibrance to the group, because they bring a very different perspective to our mostly Singaporean group. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm also very thankful for my parents who have opened their house week in and week out, and especially to my mom who has been helping me to mop the floor. So I'm very thankful for that, because it's very challenging to do that. I'm also very thankful for Simon, who stepped up to be a co-CGL. I think it's a very big task, so I'm very thankful that someone has decided to come and help me with this. So I think this year has been very good, and I want to lastly I want to thank God for the old faithful few who started with us 5 years ago and have continued journeying together with the group all these years, and yeah, so have been very, very supportive. So I want to thank God for that.
Old faithful. This is a party old and quite
too fast.
I want to thank God because this year He has blessed our CG a lot. Not only He has added to numbers, but I've also seen like a breakthrough in our CG, as in our guys and girls, they have been more engaging, and they do support each other more, and that to a CG I think is very important. And to me, actually, growth spiritually is more important than growth in numbers. So I'm really glad to see God bless us in that area. And at a personal front, I just want to thank God also for the baby that has blessed Sabrina and myself. It's really very cute, so you should come and see him sometime.
2011 was a wonderful year for me. God showed Himself to me in many, many ways, one of which was through the YA CG, which I am very proud to be a part of. I want to thank God for bringing us together as a CG, for the friendship, for the fellowship, for the prayers, and especially for the energy. To my Fiji members, thank you for bearing with me on my bad days and making me do more when I feel like doing less.
Hi guys, I want to thank God for 2011, especially my CG. I only realized recently that actually my CG is more a family than a group, and I just wanted to celebrate each and every one of them. As a whole, I'm very thankful that God has given me a very complex, of course sometimes irritating CG, but that's life. And just like a family, we are dealt a certain hand, and we just got to deal with it. I want to thank God for the challenges that we've faced together as a CG this year, and also how we have grown. I want to take some time to celebrate each individual very quickly, because Josh tells me I only have very few minutes. And so very quickly, I just want to celebrate each individual in my CG. Kok Pang, I appreciate your faithful attendance. Sometimes I think you are more enthusiastic about CG than me. I thank God for you. John Lee, your dogged persistence in seeking the things of God amaze me. I apologize that most of the time I have no answers, or I give you cheapskate answers. Reason is I'm also on the same journey and discovering the answers as I go along. Every step on this journey is an arrival. Celebrate that. Edwin, you are WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. You are an open book and say what you mean and mean what you say. I like that. It's quite a rare trait nowadays. I appreciate the opportunity of journeying with you. Kwame, I thank you for the invitations to late night suppers. I need to gain weight, so I really appreciate it. Your questions on the complexities of life keep me on my toes. Jackson, you are a very contemplative young adult, which changes my whole paradigm and perception of young adults. Your times of solitude and your use of your intellect for the things of God amaze me. John Leong, I thank God also for the way you apply your mind on the things of God. I appreciate your intellect and how you make me think. Derek, I thank God for the camaraderie you bring into the just give me a second. Is this way too long?
I can go. I just a bit the long ones. It's fine.
Okay. Derek, I appreciate the camaraderie you bring into the CG. It's obvious you're highly favoured and liked by a few of the guys, especially when they even have a term of endearment for you like Kong Zai. Josh, Teo and Yong Mei, I like the sense of optimism you bring into the room and into the CG. Suffice to say that my love for you is seen by lugging my whole family 400 kilometers for your wedding. I've never travelled so far for any wedding. Raymond and Trish, thanks for bringing the touch of glamour and class into the CG. It is not a small thing. In the Bible, Moses led the people through the Red Sea, but Bezalel was the guy who designed the tabernacle. God has an eye for both. Charleston, you are another one that has a term of endearment. Everyone calls you Chip. It is obvious you are a go-to person for a few of the CG mates. I thank God for you. Mahon, I notice you read a lot and you are passionate about the church not turning consumerist, not a fad or entertainment. I hear you're going to SBC for a 5-year course. I thank God for that, and thank you for travelling all the way to CG despite the distance. And last but not least, Andrew, I thank you and appreciate the partnership with you, the real life stories you bring into the mix. Your walk of faith ahead of us is always inspiring. I thank God for all of you.
For some of them, they have a great heart for missions. Every year we have been organizing mission trip. People have been participating, but this year is special. Where people joining several groups doing cross-cultural missions. It shows that they really have a desire to bless people from outside the country. And also another thing I'm thankful for is their heart to serve. Many of our young adults are serving in various other ministries, and they are willing to give their time because they are ready to be used by the Lord. And this year, another thing to be thankful about, we have the first evangelistic meeting outside the church, where we see many step out of their comfort zone to invite their friends. We have over 50 people who come, and few of them responded to want to know more about Jesus Christ. And this is what I'm grateful for. And finally, I'm very thankful for many of them. They have a heart to want to know God. Through the time as I pray with them, I spend with them, even during the time, you can see that many of them have a seeking heart to want to know God, to want to make God first place in their life, and to seek God's word and to live it out. And this is what I'm thankful to the Lord, and I'm very grateful to be involved in this ministry.